How are you, Jeromy?
I'm fantastic.
So glad you could be here. So Helen says you're an avid video game player. I didn't realize that there's an extensive network of people who do that. I'm kind of not in that world.
Yeah, actually, gaming has become the #1 form of entertainment on Earth as of a couple years ago. It is done by more people than you could possibly imagine, from very young people to even older folks that are participating in gaming. And so it's one of the highest grossing forms of entertainment on Earth.
Wow. And for an ignoramus like me, are these games typically played solo, or are they played in community with other players, or how does it work?
I mean, games take all kinds of forms. So there's Candy Crush, which people play by themselves on their iPhone, and many people are addicted to, I'm sure. And then there are also social games that you can play where you interact with hundreds of other people at once and participate in very collaborative games.
But you figured out a creative way to raise money through the gaming community. So how did that work? How did that get started?
As Helen mentioned, Tori passed away. Victoria Enman was my inspiration. She is my angel. And when Tori passed away from leukemia, I had a choice. I just knew at that moment that I either had to get completely out of dealing with sick children, or I had to throw my whole life at it, because I couldn't live in that middle ground anymore. I couldn't sit and be a bystander to that.
Wow.
And so I found my best way to contribute. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a college degree, but I can help the smart people do their work by giving them the resources they need to do it. And so I went to work with this gaming community that I was very close with and had founded online, and we set out to try to raise money in Tori's memory after she passed away.
Yeah. And just so I'm clear, the way to raise money is sort of like sponsoring somebody who's running a marathon or something like that. People raise, is that close?
It's a lot like a run or a walk or a bike ride, except there's no caloric output. You just kind of hang out and do your thing. It's really the only major fundraiser that I'm aware of that you can actually do in your underwear. Most people do it at home.
Yeah. And so did you set a goal for that first fund drive that you were doing?
I did. We wanted to get a couple hundred friends together online and to raise $10,000. And what ended up happening is that it went viral, and Tori's story really motivated a lot of people. And so that very first year, over 1,200 gamers showed up, and we raised over $120,000.
Wow. Over how long a period of time?
24 hours.
Over 24 hours?
Yeah.
Wow. So,
thanks.
So you knew right then you were onto something.
Yeah, I had a feeling like, hey, this might work. And so over the next few years, I was able to connect Extra Life with Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, which is a network of 169 children's hospitals. And we were able to allow all gamers to participate on behalf of local kids if they'd like.
So this was on the same day the next year? You picked a day and you're doing an annual event?
That's right.
And so you opened it up to a broader community, 24-hour window, more people could sign up, and then you're tied to this network of hospitals.
And the result was really instantaneous. I mean, people were already excited about being able to play games and help children, but when they could do it to help local kids, when all the money they raised stayed in their town, no matter where they were at, but they could still participate with people from all over the world, it really changed things. So that next year, 4,500 gamers showed up and raised almost $500,000.
Wow. Wow. In a day.
In a day.
And so, so you mentioned that one of the things that's motivating these gamers is the story and the fact that they're helping kids. Are there other reasons, or do you think that many of these people actually have a connection to either childhood illness in their family or something like that, or they just like the story?
I originally thought that people were participating because they were either inspired by Tori's story or they just really wanted to do something nice. But what I'm finding out is we almost all have a story. We almost all know someone whose child or our child was touched by an illness or some sort of catastrophic thing that's occurred. And when that happens, these children's hospitals are on the first line of defense, and they don't turn anybody away.
Right.
And so there's thousands of reasons why our gamers participate in Extra Life.
Yeah.
And what we found in trying to create a fundraiser is that we accidentally created a community.
Oh, wow. That's cool. And so the money's used primarily just for offsetting these costs, primarily for families that can't afford it otherwise, or what's the focus of the fundraising?
Well, so the funds go to unrestricted care to the hospitals with the stipulation that they can't be used for marketing or administrative fees. So these funds go in there to help kids. In one town, they may need a neonatal intensive care unit to help premature babies who are born in a very small town who don't have the resources to care for that baby and save its life. We might be buying that there. In another town, we might be helping fund pediatric cancer research. It changes based on the place that the money goes, but the money goes where the gamer decides it goes. They get to pick their hospital.
Oh, wow. Wow. And when did you start all this, Jeromy?
This started in 2008, so this past year, 2013, was our sixth event.
Sixth event, and it's just one day a year.
It's one day a year.
And how many people have participated so far?
So far, over 130,000 people have participated.
Yeah.
And this past year, 43,000 alone participated, and we raised over $4 million last year.
In a day.
In a day.
That's crazy. That's wild. And so the life of the program, what's the total amount of money raised so far?
We're with this past year's total, we actually raised more this past year than we had in the previous 5 years combined, and so we're over $8 million raised for children's hospitals.
Wow. That's really remarkable.
I've never actually said that out loud in front of people. I got goosebumps too.
Yeah. You must be amazed by just the fact that this thing started with such a simple idea and your community basically, and now it's expanded to so many, and it's kind of limitless, right? I'm assuming there's a website, Extra Life. Is it? How do you?
It's extra-life.org.
Extra-life.org.
Yeah, if you don't do the other one, you get some weird website. You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
So. Extra-life.org. It takes just a moment to register, and you can raise money in any way you want to. We're really about you doing the things you love to do. I don't care if you play a video game or a board game or kick a ball against a wall. I don't care what you do. If that's what you love to do, then do that to help others.
Yeah. Oh, that's really such an interesting and liberating concept. Everybody can play. There's really no limitations. It's not limited to this country even.
We have people in 43 different countries that participate in this.
Yeah.
And a lot of people participate as families. Families use it as a day of play together. A lot of us, our families are going, I know I have 3 kids, we're going 100 different directions all the time. And this is one day that we make sure that we're all together and we're all having fun and enjoying each other.
Wow. Well, you've certainly shown me a different side to this thing that I didn't really know much about, obviously, but I can see nothing but good things coming from this. So congratulations on starting it and having it work so well and having it make such an impact. Over $8 million raised for this kind of help and research, and the gamers get to choose, and it's just incredible.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone and the chance to share our story.
Yeah. Jeromy, thanks so much for coming and sharing your story. And I want to we've got a framed eChievement Award certificate for you. You can share with others who are helping, and if people want more info, it's extra-life.org. That's this week's winner, Jeromy Adams, founder of Extra Life, using game and gaming to raise money for sick and injured kids. Thanks, Jeromy. Congratulations.